you're saying.
Okay, so that was your beginning of music. So the whole thing when becoming a minister.
He said, "I don't know how I got there either."
I feel like it's one of them things that was always in me, but I also was always like, man, heck no. Like, I don't want no parts of that, bro.
Yeah.
Heck no. And then as I got older, I got to this point where I was kind of like, you know, I'll preach, but I ain't finna be nobody's pastor.
Yeah.
I ain't doing all that. That ain't for me. And then, you know, it's crazy because I felt like I had started to get to a really good place. I don't really tell nobody this. This is crazy. I really felt like I started to get to a really good place in terms of just starting to develop a career musically. I was doing a lot, and I remember very specifically being on a plane coming home after being on the road with an artist on a weekend. And it was a Monday morning at 9 a.m. and I'll never forget. I was coming home from San Jose, California. Like I can specifically remember this moment. It's crazy. And it was just like I heard God very clearly talk to me. And I don't know if it's because I was in the air, so I was close to heaven. I don't know. But I was also scared to say anything in response because I'm like, I'm up. Listen, he might just snatch me up out of the.
I'm too high off this ground to argue with
pretty
anybody.
close now. Watch what you.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
So I specifically remember that moment of being like, just hearing God say, "All right, we going this way now." I'm like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah.
So it's just that thing, man. I have always felt it, and even in music, like very young, I helped one of my great friends, man, one of my closest friends in the world, my brothers, who has just been a great resource to my life and a mentor and all of that musically. When we were doing music, and I was kind of playing for him as an artist, but then he went and started a church. And I kind of came in the mix to help him start the church. And like they celebrating 21 years this year as a church. And like, you know, that it's just that thing. Like I've always had this foundation of ministry and just being in that because I knew something else was in me. You know?
I get what you're saying.
I wasn't open to it, but I knew it was in there. You know, I wasn't like,
Did you feel like you were, you know, being honest, right? Did part of you feel like you were answering that call, you would be missing out on, not necessarily, I'm not talking about the things that come with the music business, but I'm more so talking about just the mute, you know, being that musician on stage, touring, getting your music out there and stuff like that, like.
Absolutely. I had big dreams, you know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna laugh at me, and it's funny. Okay. I'm laughing too.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to even say this.
Okay.
But so like when I was in high school, and I think it even goes back to this thought of like my eyes and my ears were never tuned toward like gospel music for some reason. And you know, I think the more I think about it, it's kind of crazy to me. But I remember being in high school and seeing artists 90s artists having bands. And one of the first artists I saw have a band and do shows live and have stems and the whole nine was R. Kelly. And so like that them kind of dreams was mine. I was like, oh fam, I want to play for R. Kelly. I want to play for, you know what I'm saying? It's so bad. Like I remember that is so terrible. But don't laugh at me.
Y'all please don't soundbite that.
But like back then it was fire. What they was doing was fire. Y'all remember because you know it's that thing, it's our era. But then like
In Condition, all those cats.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. I wasn't used to seeing that. R&B was like tracks and DJs. And then hip hop like Diddy. Back then he was Puff Daddy. But like man, that stuff he started doing where he started using live drums and like keys and stuff. And I'm like,
you had Usher at the time.
Man, you
Usher
feel
had a,
so
Usher
that thing
dope.
grabbed me in a different way. And I was like, oh fam, I want to play with that.
Yeah.
It's really bad. I'm so glad that God said, no fam, come to this church. Come over here in this church. Don't you go nowhere near none of that. You ain't ready for that.
He said that thing grabbed him.
Right.
Grow up. Just grow up. Grow up.
No, like
Jesus Christ.
It was crazy. Just, that was a thing. That was one of the things that I had dreams of. Like, and I remember Man, I remember early 2000s. I don't know if y'all remember. In my city in Fort Worth. Shout out to Fort Worth. We used to. I did this for you.
Say it again, Chief.
Shout out to Fort Worth.
I like how you had to reiterate, but it's all.
You know, this like his third time saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey,
He can have it. He got
rip.
it. He got it.
So man, they used to do this. Y'all remember back in the day they used to have this smooth jazz station here in the metroplex, and they used to do these festivals all the time.
Okay.
And they used to do this one called Guitars and Saxes.
Okay.
And I remember one year they brought Wayman Tisdale, and this dude completely blew my mind. Him and his band blew my mind. And I remember standing there just like, fam, is this what people doing?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't seeing that kind of stuff happen in the church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I didn't see that level of, and I know there are that level of players.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
then I wasn't seeing that. It was just different.
Well,
And
you're not going to see that in Fort Worth.
Okay. First of all, they all came from Fort Worth, and they came to Fort Worth.
Yeah,
I got you.
But so that was crazy, man. And then I remember like seeing Destiny's Child, and one of my favorite all-time keyboardists, man, that really inspired me. And I never got to meet him, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart. He passed away recently. Luke Austin. Luke Austin was like my favorite keyboardist.
Really?
Man. Like
Okay.
since I was in high school,
Yeah.
I used to love Luke Austin. I would love like going to Houston or seeing him somewhere and they playing with Kim Burrell or whoever.
Yeah.
And man, just seeing that kind of stuff, that was it. So then seeing him and Kern Brantley and all of these people play with Gerald Hayward playing with Destiny's Child and stuff, that kind of stuff just blew my mind.
I feel that.
And that was where like it grabbed me in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do that.
Yeah, I got you.
So then when it came to church, it was like, when I felt God called me to ministry, it was like, okay, throw all your ambition away. And that sounds crazy, I know, for anybody who's feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's take up your cross. It's
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm deep.
No, you get it.
But it's that. It's like those Jesus saying, follow me, and the people saying, them saying, wait, let me first go bury.
Right.
Let me go. Wait, let me go do
quick.
this. There you go.
Yeah.
And Jesus like, nah, we going now. Well, let's go. We going. And it's that idea, man, that just, I know it sounds crazy to say, I had to throw my ambitions and my desires and my goals away. And my yes to God was to let him rewrite those. And give me whatever he wanted my life to look like.
So let me ask you this. Have you had your, I get it now moment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although I didn't, again, end up playing, with R. Kelly.
Yeah, Puff Daddy. That's crazy.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
away from that Diddy or
There you go. Thank God. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. Both of them. Thank God. But
God saved you. See?
He did. I ain't complaining. I ain't mad at all. But I think the beauty of it is that I have a testimony that I've still gone all over the world.
Right.
I've still done.
Yeah.
I'm still on, records that I don't even remember I played on. You know what I'm saying? And like that part, so that's the beauty. It's like it didn't look the way I wanted it to look, but it's not like it didn't happen.
Right.
It's not like God said, forget what you want to do.
Right.
He just said, we're going to do it my way.
Right.
You know what
You're
I mean?
still going to do it.
So that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've made a career. I made a living for, 15 or whatever years as a keyboardist.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the way that when I was that 16 and 17 and 18 and 20-year-old me desired. But I started like touring and stuff at 19.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I started traveling and playing, doing all of this stuff. Even if it was going around the corner to some little Baptist church with 12 people in it.
Right.
I was still like, I started doing all of that in 19.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cats in their 40s struggling to do that now.
And I've done it, I've done it with rock, with country artists, with R&B artists, with you know what I'm saying? Like I've done it I've done it in multiple genres, I guess, is that one. Man, can I shout out my guy?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to wait for you to do it.